Hi everyone. Pardon me. It's Charlene, one half of the Witchy Stitchers, and I'm here with my new update. I wanted to go over a few things before I get into the video. Ignore the mess in the back. I've started a new quilt and I have all my piles of purples and blues here behind me, so ignore because they will be cut into little pieces sooner than later. I have a lot to show you, but I'm going to try to make it quick. But one of the things that I want to talk to you about first, if you watched Morgan's last video, pardon me, she mentioned about not coming back to you until Christmas time with her video, and wasn't real sure what I was going to do. And so I have decided that I am going to, goodness, I am going to curtail my videos back to once a month. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of viewing interest. The numbers are kind of dropping off fairly rapidly, which is fine because we're not in this for a monetary thing or to, have a ridiculous number of subscribers. This is to share our craft with you guys. But the people that we do have that are our constant faithful viewers, they will understand, if we come to you once every 6 months or once a week or whatever, and we appreciate that very much. So I think that being said, I think I'll try to shoot for around the 1st of every month, give or take. I'm not going to say it will be this date because I have no clue. I don't know what the school year is going to bring for Dalton, how busy that's going to be, but if it's anywhere similar to how it was for Morgan, it's going to be a busy school year. So that all being said, I've yapped enough and you're not here to hear about schedules and school. So for the month so far of August, I have done 3,070 stitches, and for the year I am at 96,495 stitches. So feeling pretty positive I'll hit my 100,000 by the end of the month, by the time I come back and see you next video. Also, today is the 7th of August, if I didn't say that, and this is video number 113. So I promised you guys that I would show you something that I forgot to have last time. So I promised you that I would show you my keepsake quilt, or actually this is the Better Homes and Gardens quilt. I had told you guys that I had put it in the box to show, and the box had slid off of a box of fabric that I had right here behind me and was between the ironing board and the wall. So it just didn't want to be shown. So anyway, and let's see if I can see it. This quilt right here is the one that I am playing with the blues and the purples right now. So most of these are lap quilts. I think and I don't know if this is even a big quilt. I think it's only like 72 inches or something. So I don't know if I would even make that one. But I really like the pineapple, and there's some pretty ones in here. So anyway, I promised you that I would show you this. So I apologize again that I neglected to have that last time. Last week I got in my July Floss Frenzy threads. I missed June's, but that's okay because my stash is growing quite rapidly as it is. And then in today's mail, so I have the Winter Queen. I do not know where the Winter Queen has disappeared to. She is not in any of the things where I thought she was. And since I got her, I'll find her tomorrow because that's just Nessor's Law. But that being said, I went ahead and I ordered it. I have this gut feeling that seeing what is going on with the Spring Queen and with the Autumn Queen, that my gut tells me that we're going to be seeing that sooner than later with the Winter Queen and Summer Queen. Just my gut feeling, probably wrong, but I saw a thing on one of the cross stitch pages the other day that somebody was selling the Lady of the Flag, pretty sure it was Lady of the Flag, for $350, which I'm not even going to go there, but I want to acquire these while these are still reasonably priced, because my goal is to start stitching each one of these on the appropriate season. And then hopefully someday I'll get lucky and I'll find the Queen of Freedom and the Lady of the Flag somewhere. I've been really fortunate. I've been able to pick these up for next to nothing at Goodwills and in places like that, so maybe my luck will continue. But I actually got this one on sale at 123, so I now have all of my seasonal queens. So this is the Winter Queen, and like I said, she will get started next year. And then I also got the rest of my threads from 123 for my War Pony. I thought that it was all kitted up, but that's what I get for thinking. So now it is kitted. I'm good to go. Let's see. So I had one finish since I came to you last. So I told you guys that early August was our wedding anniversary, and Dalton took us out to see Oppenheimer, and he also took us out for Chinese food. He took the day off work, and of course Preston took the day off. And if you enjoy history to any degree at all, which we are huge history nerds, so we really, really enjoyed the movie. But we went to see Oppenheimer. I highly recommend it. I can't wait to see it again when it comes out on HBO or basically on TV, so I can watch it again and really dissect it, because after watching it and then reading some things about it, I was absolutely gobsmacked. It was an incredible movie. Probably one of the best movies I've seen in a really, really long time. So definitely recommend it. But being our anniversary, I finished my postcard frog for Preston. And we haven't had a chance to step into a craft store yet to get a frame, but that is definitely on our to-do list. So that was the only finish that I had. What I have worked on, so I have a pile here, so if it falls, let's hope not. So the first thing that I worked on was my April fairy, and I think I only put in a few stitches down in here. I have put this one in my bag for, it won't be now that school is getting ready to start, but it was my travel piece. I'm going to go back to Emerald for my travel piece. This is a Carolyn Manning, and this is the one that I messed up on how wide my fabric was. And I finally found a tutorial that was a lot different than what I had planned on, and this seems like such a simple fix to add, because I'm literally 9 stitches short over here. I found a really, really friendly tutorial that again is not what I had planned on doing to be able to fix it, and I just need to find my lightweight interfacing so I can get that done. So probably after Dalton goes back to school, I will get that done. We found out today that I need to get a drink, what his schedule is going to be, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to stitch. It was a Dr. Pepper day, don't judge. He was fortunate enough to be able to get his free period at the end of the day, and which it works out really, really well, because the town of Evergreen was not really smart in their planning of two huge projects, excuse me, construction projects that will directly affect the school times. So much so that they've actually made a closed campus for the underclassmen to ensure that they can get to and from going to, going out for lunch, like to Safeway or something. Initially, oh goodness. Oh, Luna, don't knock it down. Initially, it was going to be closed campus for all 4 grades. And I'm assuming that there was a lot of complaints on that, because they have changed now where it's just juniors and seniors. And because of the construction, so they're building a sidewalk walk area from past the high school turnoff light all the way to the dam. And so they're doing construction through that area. And then they have the construction around the lake. They've squeezed that down to 1 lane because they're doing construction along the lake area, making it more user friendly. And excuse me, by having those 2 projects going, it's a mess. I've read posts on Facebook that there's like 45-minute waits for less than a mile drive. So it's crazy, especially for up here. For those of you in LA and Seattle and all the rest of the congested areas, you get it. But anyway, so he was able to get his free period the last hour of the day, which is really good for us, and for him, because he not only will he get out of school an hour early, excuse me, well, 50 minutes early, he will get an extra hour of work in that he would have missed sitting in traffic, fighting that with all of that high school traffic. So it's a win-win. So my time setting to wait to pick him up is going to be cut down considerably, but I'm okay with that, because, hi Snoopy, because we won't have to fight that traffic. We won't have to be stuck in that mess. It'll just be the construction traffic. It won't be the construction traffic plus the high school traffic plus the regular traffic. So, and he's happy because, like I said, he gets an extra hour of work in, because he'll work the closing shift at the swimming pool then. So he did get the rest of his certification. Since I've seen you guys last, he got his deep water certification. So he is completely certified to work at any pool. So he's really happy about that. So one of the other things that I have made it a goal is to finish this month. I wasn't going to finish it for her. I'd started this for Morgan. And I was like, it's kind of childish. Do you still want it? And she's like, no, I want it. I love that piece. She says, if nothing else, I will enjoy it in my room, and then, when I have my own place, I will put it into my craft room or my office or whatever. And I was like, okay, if you want it. So I am talking about the girls' room. Excuse me. And I did the math saying that I was starting it brand new, so it would kind of give me a higher number to focus on. And I needed to average 309 stitches a day to get this done by the end of the month. Oh my goodness. Big tickle. So I have made tremendous progress. In fact, I probably have less than 300 stitches in this half to go. You okay, Snippy? Lay down, be good. Yeah, lay down, be good. I have a little bit in her dress left, so the halfway point is right here. You can see that right there. I have a little bit left in her dress. I have the bear's head and up in here, the rest of the little sign, and then a little bit down here at the bottom for the rocking horse. And the stitching is done on this side, less the back stitching. So I figured that if I can get, this half done by the 15th, plus some, I will be doing well. So I'm happy with it. That's turned into my morning stitching. And it was kind of my, what's going on with Snoopy? Wants to be in the picture, I guess. It worked out really well to do the mermaid that way, and I was able to get her done in June. So that's kind of what I want to try to do with this one, and I want to get it done and get it framed and get it sent off to her so she can have it in her dorm room. So that's my plan. So the next one that I worked on, and this is in no particular order, I just made my list from my journal. So the next one I picked up, excuse me, was my Spring Art Nouveau. And I finally got the pattern blown up. I think I told you guys about that. So it was a lot easier to read. So I think I worked mostly in the yellows up here. And I want to put this one on the radar for getting a finish this year, because there's no reason why it's not done. I have no excuse. None. None valid anyway. Okay. So next thing, let's see. Like I said, these aren't in any order. I just piled them in here. Hopefully they don't fall over. So next up was the, excuse me, my Field of Poppies. And I didn't have my cover picture last time to show you guys. And I have the top 3 rows of 10 completely finished. And I'm only, I think, 23 stitches away from a color finish in one of the turquoises. So that made me really happy. I work on this one in the evenings when you're watching TV or watching the news or whatever, because it's an 18 count, so I can't travel with it because old eyes. That's okay. All right, so the next one was my Temperature Quaker, and it is not caught up. I was kind of frustrated with it. The first 3 months of the month, or excuse me, first 3 days of the month were all the same color. It's been pretty consistent. In fact, yesterday was the first, yesterday it was cool. I think yesterday our high was 57. It was cool for August. So I finished the July motif, and that's the beginning, the first 3 days of August. So nothing too exciting. I might work on it this evening and get caught up that, what's today? Today's the 7th, so 4 days. We'll see. It's kind of frustrating to me when it's just the same colors over and over again. I don't enjoy it as much, but I mean, that's just the weather pattern. So I picked up July, and this is almost done. I'm thinking this week I will see a finish on this one. So I need to do the bird's beak. I have another couple motifs over here, and then I have this same brown border across the top, and this will be done. So I'm working on this one in the evenings too, because again, 18 count. and just like a pull of thread. I've been trying to get as much of the white done as I can because there's a lot of red, and we all know what red and white, they don't mix. Since I saw you last, we've had the 26th of the month, so I have worked on my festive frosting, and this pattern is from Cross Stitcher, November of 18, if you're wondering what it's from. And I am happy to report, I'm very proud of myself, I finally finished this cupcake, back stitching and everything, and I came up, you can probably not see it, I did the bottom half stitches of this cupcake, which is the marshmallow snowman, and then I did a little bit more of the words. So super happy. It won't be done for Christmas this year, but I don't know. I really like working on it the 25th of every month. It's a good incentive to make sure it gets progress. Okay, next thing I worked on was my war pony, which I work on at the 26th of every month. And this is a Lori Prindle design. And I took this while I was waiting for Dalton to finish up his certification, because it was only supposed to be like a 2-hour thing, and it ended up being almost 4 hours. So I got some stitching in, and not on this, on another project that I had taken. And I was able to get it completely bobbinated, what I had minus those threads that I showed you that I got in from 123. So, and I don't remember how much I got done on this one. I think I want to say it was 200 and something. I'm still in those blues in that top corner, so like 156, 160, nothing exciting. But, you know, every stitch counts. And then the last thing that I worked on, and not to jump on the bandwagon and copy people, but I'm jumping on the bandwagon and copying people. So I keep seeing people talk about taking a project, excuse me, dividing it by 12 and utilizing it for, oh, itchy nose, for getting a finish in a 12-month time frame. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know, and I would love to have this done with the possibility of being able to hang it into our new house if we're able to move. There's a lot of things contingent on that. I've explained that before, but it would be really nice to have this to hang in our new home. And I am talking about my frog pile. And ironically, it divides exactly by 12. It was meant to be. So I am not clear to the top. I am essentially like right there. So this little guy hasn't been, just his leg has been started yet. So that's where I'm at with them. So this divides out evenly into 18 rows a month. And this one is almost done. Excuse me, I had to come over here and work a little bit without jumping too much and taking a chance of messing up, to come over to work on this guy's foot. Actually, it's the same ones. No. Yeah. The very bottom of his foot right here is what those are. And what I'm doing is if I pick up a strand, So for instance, this green, I only had a few stitches on here to do, but it wasn't going to be a big deal to take that thread and work up in here. And I know that that's not, you know, the exact plan that you're supposed to work in that area and whatnot, but I have the thread on. I'm going to have to work on that eventually. The one swath that has me concerned is December. December is a pretty good sized chunk that I haven't worked on. More on the other side. So I figure if I take bits of that, I won't have quite so much overwhelming amount to, are you talking, Luna? To work on in December. So we'll see. So that is my plan with my frogs. I still have a bit to do for August, but I'm hoping that I can get that done sometime this week. No, don't rub on that, you'll knock it down, and then people will be unhappy and they'll complain, and then they'll be mad at the Luna, and I don't want people mad at Luna. He's so sweet. So my future plans, like I said, I want to work on the girls' room. I'm hoping that best case scenario, I show you a picture. Worst case scenario, I show you a picture on my phone because I've sent it off to her. I want to get that done by the end of the month. Want to stay consistent with the frog pile and get those done. If you guys go for a ride, I apologize ahead of time because he's just gonna walk all over. I also have another quilt that I had told you guys I got the top done, but I wanted to get it quilted. We're supposed to have cooler weather and rain, so it's cooler to work in here. So I want to work on this pile of colors, and then I also want to get the backing done so I can get the other quilt basted. And then I need to get back to work on my novel. I haven't written for about a week, kind of jumbling some ideas around in my brain, and so I need to get back to that too. So I think that is everything I have. This is a little bit longer than I had planned on, so if you're totally bored out of your mind, I don't apologize because I had, 2 weeks worth of sewing to show. But anyway, I will plan on coming back to you guys sometime after the 1st of September, and I will try to go do the 1st. The 1st is, I haven't even changed the calendar in here. The 1st is a Friday, so which is the beginning of the long weekend. So I'm thinking it might be the 5th or 6th before I come back to you, which will be right because it'll be almost a month, and hopefully I will have a couple finishes and I can show you all kinds of wonderful things. So until then, enjoy life and enjoy what's left of the coming down to the end of our summer. And I hope you guys have a great day. And just remember, be kind. Bye.